What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Life Advice with Hunter. This is the show where I read comments from you guys and I just give you some advice on whatever is going on in your life. And I'm very, very tired. I am off of no sleep from midterms and work Halloween stuff. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to hop straight into things. And if you want to submit your own question for these videos, you can do so by going down into the description and finding the Google form link right under the W Energy link. There is also a link to join our Discord if you are interested. But without further ado, let's hop into things. I broke up with my girlfriend a couple weeks back, but she wants to get back together. A little bit of a background. I've been dating this girl for a couple of weeks now. We're both in our early 20s and we had a good time, but I didn't really feel like we saw eye to eye with each other when it came to who we are as people, our morals, and our values. We didn't really have too many interests, and she always made me feel like she wanted me to be somebody else. She constantly gave me ultimatums about our relationship and made me feel like I was the bad guy constantly. I eventually got fed up and we broke up a few weeks ago. And to tell you the truth, man, I haven't been able to stop thinking about her. And I know that you've said that that is completely normal and completely understandable, but I just feel like I love her and that I want her back. Just the other day, she texted me telling me that she wants to get back together. Am I the dumbass for wanting to get back with her? She's really nice and sweet and caring and kind, but we're not really made for each other. I don't want to be in a relationship where I need to feel like I need to be somebody else to make her happy. I really don't want to be made to feel like I need to be someone else to make her happy. What should I do? All right, this is a good one. And I will tell you what, man, I'm going to start off with a quote. Do not go back into the burning house that you escaped from just because it's cold outside. And I'll tell you why you shouldn't do it, man. Because look, I don't think that you should go back to something that you left because you felt that it wasn't beneficial to you. Not just like in a sense of like, oh, it's unhealthy, right? You know, we're not talking about that in this case. But what we are talking about here is we're talking about a relationship where you felt like it wasn't going to go anywhere. You were feeling like you were made to feel like the bad guy. And that's not healthy for any relationship to make it feel like you are the problem. In really any case, right? Especially if it's relatively early on, like, of course, you're going to have your fights where, you know, there's things that you need to change. Like, you know, you need to communicate more, stuff like that. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about a girl that wants you to be somebody else. And here's my thing. I personally do not believe that you should ever change who you are for any relationship. And I mean that. And especially early on. You should not change into somebody that you don't want to be or somebody that she wants you to be just to make her happy. Because the truth is that there are going to be girls that come and go in your life. All right? And I think that a lot of guys get in this mindset where they need to change. They need to be the perfect guy for her. The truth is that if you're a good enough guy, she's going to choose you. And you are a good enough guy, right? I don't think that you should blame yourself and feel like you're a shitty guy because she wanted you to change. All right. She wanted somebody that she could change into who she wants. Okay. And that's fine if that's what she wants, but that's not who you need to be. All right. Because you need to be raw. You need to be authentic. You need to be who you want to be. Because the truth is that if you go around life letting people control who you are, what you do, all these things, you're just going to get stepped all over. All right. And it happens at work. It's going to happen in your relationship. And the important thing is here too. A lot of people, I think, in the modern age kind of get away from this. You need to find somebody that matches your morals. And I'm not somebody that's like, you know, religious or like, I don't really care about political affiliations or anything like that. But there are people that will date people that are on the complete opposite side of the spectrum and then wonder why they get divorced. Well, it's because you guys completely disagreed on abortion and you guys voted for completely different presidents. Now, the reason why I mention that is because we're in a time where politicians are very different from each other. All right. Trump and Kamala were very different. I'm not using that as one's better than the other. It's not my fucking argument. But what is my argument is that they are polar opposites from one another. All right. And the reason why I say that is because there are going to be times where you are going to meet people that you just don't get along with. And that's fine. But you don't want to put yourself in a relationship. And you don't even want to put yourself in a place where you're dating somebody and you're with somebody for the rest of your life that you just completely disagree with, right? So I'm going to tell you right off the bat, don't get back with her. All right. I get that it sucks. And especially like, you know, like you said, she's really nice. She's funny. She's all these things. But she wants you to change, and you shouldn't have to change for a girl. A girl should love who you are, unless you have like a shitty personality trait. But like if she's complaining about these things that you shouldn't change about yourself, don't fucking change yourself. And I mean that shit. Don't fucking change yourself, man, because you are valuable. Everybody is valuable in their own way. Sorry, I'm laughing about the game chat in the background. Everybody's valuable. All right. And I think that one of the things that I have to tell myself when something goes tits up in a relationship or a date doesn't go well or something like that is that it's her loss. And this is the concept of if you feel that she is making a mistake, you need to feel that way. And what I mean by that is that basically you're not going to let her control you. You're not going to let her make you feel like you're the piece of shit. You are just going to learn to adapt and learn to think to yourself that you are a good guy and it's her fault, right? And I don't mean that, oh, it's a fuck her. It's literally just, hey, that's fine that she doesn't want me. I'm a good guy, right? I know that's really hard to do, but the sooner that you realize and the sooner that you learn to do it, the easier that it gets, right? Like like when I was younger, when I was a younger man, when I was a teenager, I say younger man, I'm 21. But like when I was a younger man and I was dating in high school and even in early college, it was this thing where it was like when a date didn't go well, I would beat myself up over it. And I'll tell you about when I learned it. It was freshman year of college, actually. And in particular, it was this girl that I was seeing for a couple weeks. And she was really cool. And look, I was kind of in a bad place at that time, and I was kind of looking for somebody just to hang out with. Right. And she didn't really vibe with me. And that was the moment where I kind of realized that I need to learn that it's not my fault, because I did blame myself. When she told me she wasn't interested, that she didn't really want to hang out or whatever, I thought for a minute, man, I am the worst person ever. Fuck this life, whatever the fuck. Fuck dating, fuck girls, fuck all this shit. But then I kind of took a step back and I thought about it. It's like, well, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything to make her uncomfortable. I didn't say anything stupid. We had interests. It's just her fault. If she wants to choose somebody else and choose somebody that makes her happy, she can do that. But I cannot blame myself because she did not choose me. That's not my fault. Things just aren't meant to be, right? And I feel like we were taught this at a young age with cartoons. Like most of us came from the era of Adventure Time and Regular Show, where these shows were trying to teach us that us this young, right? If a relationship doesn't work out, most of the time it's just not meant to be. And I mean that, right? A lot of people have this idea in their brains that if things don't work out, it's because somebody fucked up. And that's a lot of cases where either somebody might have cheated or there was, something like that, or there's like actual issues in the relationship. But a lot of the times things just don't work out because not everybody's meant for each other. 15 seconds. And I think that there's this big thing where men specifically will blame themselves for a relationship ending, right? Because there's the statistic that like 70% of divorces are initiated by women, and it makes men feel like it's their fault all the time. And a lot of the times it's nobody's fault. It's not your fault. It's not her fault. It's just that you're not meant to be. And I think that the sooner that you learn what it's like to feel that pain, the sooner you can move on and the sooner that you can find the person that's right for you. And, so I wouldn't get back with her personally. She's probably a really nice girl, but the truth of the matter is that if anybody tells you to change yourself, especially if it's just your straight up personality, fucking get them out of your life, brother. Don't entertain these people, right? And I mean this for both men and women in the sense that, like, if you have friends that try to change you, fuck them, brother. Unless like you're actually doing something shitty like racism or like slurs or something like that. Like that's not cool. But like, I don't know, man. When I think about, once again, freshman year, I was living with people that wanted me to be somebody different, right? And I did. If you go back and look at some of the content that I was making my freshman year of college, I was a different person. And that's fine, right? But something that I've really been journeying and working on this year is really just being myself. Like there's this real sense of imposter syndrome that people feel, and this really sense of like, I have to be somebody different for people to like me. And the truth is that you will find your people if you just decide to be who you want to be. And I think that's great. And it's a real challenge, but it's the truth. Everybody has something cool about them that you do, all right? Whether if it's the thing that you're into, the video games you play, the music you listen to, whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. Everybody has an interesting perspective and an interesting voice and an interesting idea. And just because one person doesn't like that about you doesn't mean that nobody else will. You are going to meet people in your life that think that the thing that you kind of think is cringe about you or whatever that you're embarrassed about or the thing that the girl wanted you to change, they're going to see that in you and that's going to be their favorite thing about you. And I've had that happen, man. I've had, my friends, Vaughn and Alex, in Noah, of course, but I specifically want to use Vaughn and Alex because we've talked about this many times. One of the things that they tell me is that they appreciate me for being somebody that isn't afraid to tell what's ever on my mind and not like let's say they do something dumb or they're doing something stupid about a girl or whatever the fuck. I'm not afraid to tell them. And they appreciate that about me is that I'm not afraid to call people out on their bullshit. All right. And, for them, that's one of their favorite things about me. And for a long time in my life, I've had people tell me that is the worst thing about me. Right. I've had multiple people express that I shouldn't do that. But the thing is that if it is part of you, somebody that you are, that doesn't mean that you should hide it. It means that you need to find people that appreciate that about you. And it's going to take time and it's not easy to do, but you just need to find that group of people. You need to find that girl, all right? I've talked about this, but there are so many girls out there, brother. There are so many women in your life that you are going to meet. There's going to be one that's great for you, all right? And look, bro, we're both in our early 20s. You don't need to find your soulmate at 20, all right? You just fucking don't. And I've said this before, but it's usually not the first girl that you date. It's not. It's not going to be the first girl you sleep with. It's not going to be the first girl that you have your magical kiss with. It's not going to be the first girl that you take out on a date, all right? It's just not. And it takes time to find that girl. And you have to give yourself some time to find that, and you need to figure out who you need to be. But yeah, so don't get back with her, brother. Like, don't be mean to her or whatever. Just don't, right? Because look, if she's already trying to control you and tell you how you need to be a couple months in, brother, you don't want to be in this years down the road and regret your decision because you are going to be miserable. All right, I've had friends that have gone down this path where they date the same girl for a while and they change into a different person because they let that girl control them. And same thing with girls. I've had multiple friends that were girls in my life that let a boyfriend control them, all right? It sucks. And you're going to have people in your life that this happens to. But, that's going to happen. That's part of life. But you're going to learn to adjust. So good luck out there, man. And just block her number. That's the real piece of advice. Just block her number. That's what I always tell people to do. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video. As always, if you want, there's a link to submit your own questions down in the description via the Google form link and a link to join our Discord. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. My God. Peace.